Welcome back. You're watching Perspective. In this segment, we'll discuss the business news. And to tell us more on business news, I have with me the editor of Economy India, MANOHAR. Manoj, thank you very much, Mr. Manoj, for joining us in this program. So the 2G spectrum auction begins today, and the fiscal deficit target government at least needs to bring in 15,000 crore to stay within the fiscal deficit target. Do you feel that it is possible? Because we don't see much enthusiasm among people.
Yeah, that's right. Really, actually, there is no more enthusiasm like big player Vodafone and Airtel, but some companies like Telenor and Videocon, their credibility is at stake. If they don't pass their today's auction, they will be omitted from the telecom market. So, and they want to get spectrum licenses in at least 7 circles. So, it will be a big test for them, and the guideline has also changed, because nobody knows who is bidding what amount. So, everyone has to put their mark very considerably. Will it government accept it? And on the part of government, they are also eyeing it in a very serious manner, because the fiscal deficit has become very high, and Ministry of Finance wants to get at least 40,000 crore out of the spectrum licenses. So, it will be very interesting to watch it.
And do you feel that there's much at stake for the government at this stage, when we know there's a huge fiscal deficit, twin deficits as they call it, the current account deficit and also the fiscal deficit. 40,000 crore is the target. Do you feel the government can raise it, and also they will set a benchmark for license renewal? How challenging this will be?
If companies like, as I have just told, if companies like Videocon and Telenor, if they get the spectrum, the government will get extra 28,000 crore rupees. Then government will definitely cross the mark what it has targeted. But at least if government gets 15,000 crore rupees, it will pass the process, and the process will continue further. But we know we have only 2 major players in terms of Airtel and Vodafone, and they have to get a spectrum license in at least 2 circles for 1.5 megahertz, like that. So, I think because the telecom market is a very big market in India, and already 122 licenses were cancelled by Supreme Court, and 22 circles are demarcated for the auctioning. So, I think it will be interesting, and nothing can be said in a very perfect manner. Government will get it, or company will get their licenses what has been cancelled by the earlier decision of Supreme Court. But let's see what happens.
But
I
experts also say, when they say that the telecom firms are showing less enthusiasm in this process, is also because there's a bad financial situation of the firms, and high price of spectrum are the leading causes. So, as far as these problems are concerned, do you think that the telecom firms will be enthusiastic?
Though Sunil Bharti Mittal, chairman Airtel, he has already said that he will be not aggressive more so far auctioning of today is concerned. So, actually the whole hope depends on the companies other than Airtel and Vodafone. So, what they put their mark, it all depends on them.
Okay, so big companies will decide how this auction will go. Now, on subsidies, the government has decided to roll out direct cash transfers in 6 states by January 1st. So, indeed, a move related to the fiscal consolidation roadmap also, which was given by the finance minister 2 weeks ago. First step forward?
Yeah. It's a very good move on the part of government. Technically, it will make the system very well proof. It will be leak proof rather. Because we know the subsidy are being leaked on various fronts, there are so many loopholes, and this is just the misuse of the public money, because subsidy is not amount which comes from any other source, it also comes from the pocket of the Aam Aadmi and common public. So, if Aadhaar card is being utilized for transferring all kind of subsidy, it is a very good move. But we should also consider this fact that subsidy for what? If cash money is being transferred, you can raise the income and wages of the rural people also. You can transfer the resources to them through this way also. But if you are transferring subsidy through technology, it should have a purpose also. If you transfer money of food subsidy in terms of cash, it is not necessary that money will be spent on the food items. So, I think market forces should be more allowed, so far food market is concerned. And the coupon system, in rural areas the kerosene oil is being distributed through coupon system, that is a very good technology. But when you transfer the money, so government should clear cut frame
maybe
all
that's
the
the
guidelines.
reason that the government first wants to see it how this performs in 6 states, and then maybe will implement it all across India. We have to see how this will be doing in by only after January 1st we can make any valid comments on the implementation of direct cash transfers. But another important news is also this, that the custom duty will be cut for European Union products. Do you feel this is going to hit the local players?
Yeah, definitely it will hit the local player, because we we have so many automobile player from foreign areas, and they are operating in India, and their all investment is termed as FDI investment, and that is termed as a very good thing for the economy, because it generates employment, it generates local market, it also generates export market. But when you allowed to import automobile component and automobile already ready-made vehicle, so it will affect the local market. It will also create pressure over the foreign exchange reserve, because you are bound by your agreement with the European Union. So, by 2020 you have to lower down the custom tax on automobile and as well as also on wine also. So, it will affect the domestic wine player also.
It will affect the domestic wine players also. At this stage, we know there are several challenges for the government, especially when it comes to economy, and the experts are also saying that markets are likely to be volatile. Apart from fiscal deficit and the inflation figures, also just we are days away from the winter session where this issue of FDI and retail might come up in a big way. What are the major challenges you see for the government at this stage?
Though some kind of optimism has already come among the government circle, Prime Minister has stated in a very optimistic manner in last Bombay meeting with industrialists, and Planning Commission Deputy Chairman have also said that we are fastening our all decision making process, and Kapil Sibal have already indicated government didn't took so many decisions because of hindrances created by agency like CAG, media and court. So, and the rate of growth which was lowered down in last 1-2 years, the industrial slump. So, it were the painful areas for the government, but now the thing has started to change, and our industrial production, the infrastructure production, the demand has started to create in the market. Already festive season has shown a very good result over the economy. But in the coming parliament session, government has to face some challenges, not from the economic front also, but also from the non-economic front, because they have to pass so many legislation which are related to economy, and which can ensure the fast growth rate of the economy.
Especially the National Food Security Bill and also the Judicial Accountability Bill. But also the Finance Minister has now decided to meet Chief Ministers on the issue of financial inclusion and loan disbursements. How important this issue is as far as bringing in the more banks in rural areas and the whole concept of financial inclusion.
Monetization of the non-monetized area, particularly the rural sector, is very important for the inclusive growth of Indian economy. We know already NCAR has given data that rural India Bharat has surpassed India. So, the consumption pattern has changed in a very remarkable manner in rural areas. So, if you don't monetize the rural areas, if you don't create a banking network in rural area, ultimately it will not help the economy to grow. So, already government has made target that on every 2000 cluster there will be a branch of bank. So, if government works in that area, it will definitely help the rural people, rural economy. So, Chief Minister have been convened meeting to consider over this item.
In fact, financial inclusion is one thing that can also make people in rural areas more independent and financially dependent. An important meeting, in the Economic Times Awards for Corporate Excellence 2012, two important things that came out was, Planning Commission Deputy Chairman Montek Singh Ahluwalia has said that most ministries are now largely in support of creating a national investment board. That means, as what the Prime Minister also said, that the whole hassle of getting a project passed and then getting environment clearance, then getting a clearance from several other ministries also, we can actually do away with this by having a single window clearance through special investment board. Do you think this will bring in, make things easier, or this will bring in more scams?
No. Actually, a scam can be created in any on any side, and actually it all depends on your detecting agencies. Policy has to be reformulated. There is no doubt about it. So far, investments are concerned, government is planning to institute a separate body, like you just said, National Investment Board. Earlier it was PIB, Public Investment Board. So there should be integrated approach, so that no any investment get ruined, and because we need more and more investment, because this economy, the present trend of economy solely depends on the volume of investment. If we go for the more and more investment, either from the foreign side or from the domestic side, it will definitely help the economy. If government thinks in that manner, it will surely a very good move, because earlier during the NDA regime, there was already so many foreign investment proposal, but they were not implemented in a cohesive manner. So government were already planning to plan the all kind of investment with an integrated approach. So if a separate institution is being instituted, that's a very good move, and it will generate more and more investment in time-bound manner.
Right. In fact, this whole idea of fast-tracking project approval, the major challenge is of, how do you acquire the land and how do you rehabilitate people. These two issues, and also we know that the land acquisition bill is still pending in the parliament. Do you think that the government also needs to shift its focus on these two crucial issues?
I think this era is a era where the problems related to land acquisition has become a very big problem, because this is the phase of urbanization and industrialization, and we are no more dependent on the agriculture, because earlier land reform was a very big issue. Now the land acquisition has become a very big issue, because there are so many cases of corruption and scams involved in the land acquisition, because it solely depends on the government's it's their prerogative to whom they want to sell their land, and to on what rate they want to pay the farmers.
Also, the important thing is industrialization is important, but how do we plan our industrialization and how do we prioritize? Because agriculture is also important at a time when we want to pass right to food bill, national food security bill. We need to have our farming and agricultural lands intact. Completely out of time. Thank you very much, Mr. Manoj, for joining us in this program. And it's now time for us to take a short break. In our final segment, we'll discuss the sports news. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us.